never know how to start these videos, oh my gosh. The day that everyone has been waiting for, and by everyone I mean me, because I'm the only one that has to do this. Today we are going to be ranking every song from Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department. If you're new here, my name is Caitlin, and I kind of like Taylor Swift, just like a little bit, just a little bit. I am very nervous to make this video because I truly haven't ranked each song in order in my mind yet, so I'm interested to see how everything is gonna play out. I had like a little bit of a mixed relationship with the album at first. With The Tortured Poets Department, it definitely took a bit for me to like fully understand it. So it's been a couple, like about 3 weeks I think, since it came out, so I've had some time to fully digest it. It's been the only thing that I've listened to for the past 3 weeks, so now that I feel like I have a good understanding of it, I can rank these songs appropriately according to my opinion. I'm not gonna do like a full deep dive into my thoughts on the album, but I will just give like a little, just in case you're curious. It was definitely not a easily digestible album, and I think that's why it doesn't resonate with a lot of people, partially because there is like so much lore in this album that if you didn't know what had happened in like the past 6 years, it wouldn't make sense. Just all around, I definitely understand why people didn't like this album as much, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So at the end of the day, it's music. You either like it or you don't, you know. But outside of other people's reactions, I really did enjoy it. It's a top 5 Taylor album for me. But with all of that said, let's get into the song rankings. Just a little bit of a disclaimer before we start this. I feel like I have to, because I know when it comes to ranking music and making commentary about music, people have very strong opinions, and I get that too. I love Taylor Swift just as much as the next person. Just because I rank a song where you wouldn't doesn't mean that the song is good or bad, or that my opinion means more than yours does. It's truly, it's an opinion at the end of the day. And I also would just like to say that Taylor Swift is on her own level. So if I rank a song that's D tier, it's probably like an S tier in like another category. So, but I am going to be spreading them out, and enough blabbing on. Let's get into it. So this is the tier list that I have here. I just searched it up on the tier list website, and yep, it has both the standard and the anthology thing. Okay, so first we have Fortnite, the intro to the album. I personally like Fortnite. I know people are saying that it gets the Lana treatment and that we can't really hear him. I disagree. It's definitely not the Florence and the Machine feature, but you can definitely hear him, and I think that their voices just mesh together so well. It is so beautiful. The music video is outstanding. So it's gonna go in a solid B tier for me. I really enjoyed it. Also, I'm gonna remove F because there's not gonna be any Fs. Title track of the album. I was not a huge fan of the song. The melody is very catchy, but something just wasn't clicking for me. The Charlie Puth line is funny, but it's gonna go D tier for me. I do skip it when it comes on. Sorry. Okay, next, My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. Once again, not a bad song, not something that I listen to on repeat. It's gonna be a solid C tier for me. I do enjoy it. There's not a whole lot to say about it. I do like the "Oh, here we go again" part. Would be a very good opener to the TTPD set in the Eras tour. I think that would be really fun. Okay, next up is Down Bad. Down Bad I do like. It's a good song. Once again, very catchy. It's gonna go a solid B tier for me. I do jam out to it too. I think that's it's gonna be a common theme here, is that I really love her lower register. I dig it so much. It's so good. So Down Bad gets a solid B tier for me. Actually, do I like it more than Fortnite? I do think I like it more than Fortnite. It's gonna go up to A tier. I lied. So Long London. This was my most anticipated song, the one I was most excited for. It's gonna go A tier for me. A or S? We'll put it at A for right now. I might do some rearranging. I will do some rearranging. But Daddy, I love him. Another one of my anticipated songs. It's going S tier. I'm sorry. It's going S tier. I love this song. It reminds me so much of Red, like Speak Now Red era. Obviously the I'm having his baby line. I love it so much. Even though it's like in the moment she's writing about, I don't care if, you know, my name gets tainted or whatever. I'm in love with this man, and we all know who we're talking about. She explains it really well in the lyric where it's like these vipers dressed in empath's clothing, truly saying that you think that you care about me, but really you just are trying to discredit any relationship that I have with this man. And she called the people out that were talking about her relationship. I think it's really important to read the epilogue. It's really funny listening to this song and then reading the epilogue and her being like, I plead insanity. Like, I know I was kind of crazy when I was writing some of these songs. I don't feel that way anymore. This is kind of like a good example of how I feel the album is formatted. The first half of the album was all written at the time. So it was all of these feelings that she had when she was going through the breakup with Joe, when she was seeing Maddie. And the second half of the album is kind of like reflecting back on all of those times, and we'll get to it a little bit later. But going back and saying like, hey, you know, this is what happened after the fact. This is how I feel now that the relationship is over. This is me looking back on it. It's a very good song, and I love it. So S tier. Fresh Out the Slammer. This one's going A tier for me. It's still very funny going back to how she was feeling in that moment of her feeling so trapped in this relationship to the point where she felt like she was in jail, she was in prison, and now that she's out of jail, the first person she's calling up is Maddie Healy. But yeah, I mean, the song is a vibe. It's really good. Yeah, it's an A tier for me. Florida. This is going... It's going B tier for me. It's gonna go B tier. I really do love Florence's vocals. I heard of Florence and the Machine. So good. And they sound really good together. And the Florida it's really good. Guilty as Sin. I think I'm gonna go B tier for this one. Yeah, it's definitely grown on me. It wasn't a huge favorite of mine, but once I'm falling back into the headspace. It's really good. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? It's an A tier. It's an A tier. Yeah, the first time I heard her scream that, I was like, okay, I kind of am scared of you. It's really good. It's really good. I can fix him. No, really, I can. But her, again, that deep register and like the very like sultry, I don't want to say country, but like kind of country vibe. It's so good. We'll go A. We'll go A. LOML. I don't think we need to say anything else. One thing that I saw on Twitter that I didn't make the connection to, in the song, she never says love of my life. She only says love of your life. The only time she says LOML is loss of my life. The fact that she has gone through this time and time again of people promising her that they'll love her, that they'll cherish her, talking rings and talking cradles, and it just gets taken away from her every time. It's really sad. That leads us to I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. I almost want to say it's a C tier. It's going C. It's just not a song that I gear towards a lot of the time. I love the outro where she's like, try and come for my job. It's very sad. And the way that she's like, I'm miserable and no one even knows because I'm on stage and I'm doing my job and I'm a professional and they can't even tell that I am at my lowest. She ate with it. The smallest man who ever lived. No need to discuss or deliberate. She just did not let Maddie Healy get off easily. She said, you're already on the ground. I'm gonna beat you even more. And it was like, she just kept going. The Alchemy. Honestly, this song is an S tier for me. It does give Travie made it to the big game. I love it. I love the beat behind it. It's so groovy. The melody is so catchy and I love it. And it's a Travis song, so it gets an A+ for that automatically. And lastly, the album closer, the original album closer, Clarabelle. This one's gonna go C tier for me. All of these people, or all of these like new pop stars being compared to the one above them, but oh, you have this, so this means that you're better in this way. It's really sad. And now we're gonna get into the anthology. Starting off with The Black Dog. The song is mwah. It's been my favorite cover, and I knew I was gonna like it when I saw this. My favorite part is the last chorus where she's like, I hope it's shitty in the black dog. I'm gonna get you back. This is another A tier for me. I really do like this song. It's a catchy ass melody, and the bridge is my favorite part. It just, oh my God, every time I just go like this. Every time I listen to it, it's so good. I fear she ate with the anthology. The Albatross. It's gonna go C tier. Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus. I'm gonna go B. It's not one of my favorites out of the tracks, but I do really like the melody behind it once again. How did it end? This song, listening to this song, like one day I was just like getting ready for work, I think. When you announce a breakup, people are always concerned about why you broke up rather than how you're feeling. It clicked for me one day and I was like, oh my God, I like started tearing up. And there's a line in there that like the line that made it click for me was one gasp and then how did it end? You're like, what happened? Rather than, are you okay? So yeah, it's an S tier for me. So High School, another Travis Kelce song. This one's gonna go B tier for me. I really like it. I love the truth, dare, spin bottles. You know how to ball, I know Aristotle. The way that people were comparing them to like high school sweethearts, like Troy and Gabriella, and she really does feel that way. It's like fresh love for the first time, like you're in the honeymoon stage of your relationship, but giving those like high school feelings like, oh, I'm so in love with him. Yeah, it's so good. I hate it here. It's C tier for me. It reminds me of The Lakes a lot in the terms of like trying to find this escapism and just in other places where you feel happier and you don't have like this weight like dragging you down from all of this, you know, outside noise that you see. Thank you, Amy. I think it's gonna go D tier for me. It's not a song that I listen to a lot. It's funny. And just the way obviously Kim is spelled out, because truly it's like there wouldn't be this if there hadn't been you. Reputation was such an important milestone in her career. There wouldn't be Reputation if there hadn't been Kim and Kanye. Thank you for being a piece of shit. I am at the highest, at the peak of my career right now, and it's all thanks to you. It's all thanks because you were a horrible person. And it's also my 10-year-old brother's favorite song on the entire album, so it gets bonus points for that. I look in people's windows. It's gonna go D tier for me as well. It was very nice, and it does have like the similarity to Death by a Thousand Cuts, so I do like it. It's just not a favorite of mine. The Prophecy, S tier. I relate to The Prophecy so much. It just kind of hits a little too close to home, honestly. Taylor is kind of disrespectful for releasing a song like that and tugging at my heartstrings just a little bit. Cassandra is also going S tier. Yeah, this song hurts. I wasn't super familiar with the Greek mythology behind it all. Cassandra was like a prophet, I think, and she would have like these visions or these prophecies and no one ever believed her. Seeing herself through Cassandra and her speaking out and no one ever believed her. Yeah, blood's thick but nothing like a payroll. Peter. Again, not a favorite of mine. I do tend to skip it. Repeating like, said you were gonna grow up and then you were gonna come find me. You were gonna, you know, grow up. You were gonna be committed to this relationship, you know, with me. And then we could start this life together and you never grew up. So yeah, it's very sad. Just not something that I gravitate towards as much, but it's still really good. The Bolter. I'm gonna go B tier for it. I really do like it a lot. I really do like, again, the melody behind it is very nice. It's really catchy. Robin, again, it's a beautiful song. It's just not something that I really gravitate towards as much. And the manuscript, the last song, it's gonna go, let's see, hurts. It hurts a lot. My favorite part is obviously the ending where she says that the story isn't mine anymore. Like, essentially the past 6 years of her relationship on top of, you know, all of the success that she was going through within the Eras tour and all of the stuff in her personal life while doing the tour and everything like that. Truly like closing the chapter on that portion of her life, giving it to the fans and saying, here is everything that I have dealt with. Here's all of the things that I've learned from it. I'm gonna see if there's any, do I need to change anything? I honestly think I am gonna move Solo Mode up. I am gonna move it up. And it starts with an S, so legally it has to go in S tier. I think I'm content with this. Here it is. Once again, these are just my opinions. Everything that is ranked in D tier is still like an S tier in another category, like if you were comparing it to anything else. But I did want to have some variety and everything. Overall, with this album, I'm just so proud of Taylor. And I truly just wish the best for her. Like I said, listening to this album now, knowing that she's in a much healthier relationship, definitely eases some of my pain. And it obviously still hurts knowing that she went through all of this. Well, everyone thought she was fine. Everyone thought she was living her best life, and truly she wasn't. She was still in pain. So yeah, it was definitely an experience listening to this album. If you wanted to see like me rank all of the Taylor albums or anything else like that, just let me know. I do like doing these videos and I like sharing my opinions on these Taylor projects in a little bit more depth. I have a tendency to ramble a lot, so. But that's gonna wrap it up for me. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know anything else you wanted to see. Hopefully I'll have this up sometime soon. Paris shows are tomorrow, so we'll see if TTPD has a set on the tour or not. Time will tell. I love you guys so much. I do have some links down below if you wanted to follow me on there and catch up while I'm away from here. And I'll see you next time. Bye.